Who gives this woman to be married to this man today?
Mother and I.
The journey that brought you to this place and time has been an amazing one. The time you've spent together, the lives you both have lived have brought you to this point, standing here ready to join in this holy covenant before God. So I want to give you an encouragement. I want to talk to you about love for a moment. It's the center of why both of you are here. It's clear that both of you love each other, and you have a lifelong journey of growing even more in love with each other. Romans chapter 12, verse 9 says that love must be sincere. It says to hate what is evil, cling to what is good, be devoted to one another in love, and honor one another above yourselves. I encourage you to keep God at the center of your relationship. When trials come, seek God for the answers. When blessings come, thank God for the provision. When doubts and temptations interfere, remember your commitment to each other and to God. Let them go away while keeping God and your love for each other at the center of your relationship. The book of Proverbs says it best in chapter 3, verses 5 through 6. It says to trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. You've invited these families and their family members and friends to be here with you today. They're here to be your support. They're to add strength to your commitment to each other. But there's something stronger here that bears witness in your soul, that God is and will be the source of your strength as you make this holy covenant to each other. Today, Michael, you take Megan to be your bride, so I have a challenge for you. As the groom, the husband, the leader of your home, I challenge you to stand as the protector, the defender, the supporter, and the leader in your home. By taking Megan as your wife, you are her protector and provider. I challenge you to be the spiritual leader of your home, not in a dictatorial way of telling her what to do and forcing her to submit whenever she may disagree. That's not going to work. But in the way that Jesus commands us through Paul. In Ephesians chapter 5:25, he says, husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. And Megan, in the same manner, you're challenged by Ephesians 5:33. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Your respect for him will help him to rise above trials, troubles, and obstacles in life. Your respect for him changes his perspective on life and makes him a greater man. Because of God's help in keeping him in the center of your marriage, you will be stronger together. At any time when you face challenges or difficulties in life or in your personal lives, check your relationship with God first before ever trying to fix each other. If God is in the center, then Mike, love will come easy. And Megan, respect will as well. Michael, I want you to repeat after me. Look her in the eyes and say, I, Michael, take you, Megan, to be my lawfully wedded wife, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. Megan, look Michael in the eyes and repeat after me. I, Megan, take you, Michael, to be my lawfully wedded husband, to have and to hold, from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer, for poorer, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, until death do us part. Michael and Megan have chosen rings to symbolize the unity of their marriage. These two lives now joined in one unbroken circle. So Michael, take Megan's left hand in your left, place the ring on her finger, and repeat after me. Megan, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love, my faith and our strength together,
faith and our strength together.
and my covenant to be committed to you and no other.
My
My covenant to be committed to you and no other.
to you and no other.
There you go, Megan. Take it, place it on his ring finger, and repeat after me. Michael,
Michael,
I give you this ring
I give you this ring
as a symbol of my love,
as a symbol of my love,
my faith and our strength together,
my faith and our strength together,
and my covenant
and my covenant
to be committed
committed
to you
to you
and no other.
and no other.
Both of you look in each other's eyes and say, with this ring I thee wed.
With this ring I thee wed.
Inasmuch as Michael and Megan have consented together in marriage before this company of friends and family and have pledged their faith and declared their unity by giving and receiving a ring, they are now joined. Matthew 19:4-6 says, at the beginning, the Creator made them male and female and said, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. So by the power vested in me by Almighty God and the state of California, I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss your bride. It is my privilege and my honor to be the first to introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Michael Wofford.
I feel like new sunglasses, like a brand new pair of jeans. I feel like taking chances. I feel a lot like 17. I feel like windows roll down new city streets and cabs. I feel like anything can happen, laughing. You take me right back when we were kids. Never thought I'd feel like this. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a I feel brand new.
I'm really happy that I'm talking to you right now because that means that Michael and Megan are married. And I'm going to try my best to make it through without ugly crying. But I already cried when I picked out the card in Target, so I've got my tissue ready. When me and Megan were growing up, we went through quite a phase of being pretty obsessed with NSYNC. And even though Megan was less vocal about it, I knew that she loved them just as much as me because she knew every word to the rap section that Justin Timberlake did and Just Got Paid. And I heard her do it when she didn't know I was listening. And she could recite it perfectly. And so Megan's a really excellent listener, as you know. So I would always tell her that I was going to marry every guy in NSYNC, and she would never correct me. She'd go, "Oh, that's neat, Al," or, "Oh yeah, he's pretty cute, huh?" And when I asked her, "Well, Meg, who are you going to marry from NSYNC?" she would say, "Probably none of them," and just give me a real sweet smile. And so I always wondered why she didn't want to marry Justin Timberlake, and why she didn't feel like she had a deep connection with him like I did. But fast forward a few years later, when we were in high school and college, and there were a lot of boys that really liked Megan, even though she wants to deny it. And can you blame them? She's gorgeous. And there was one boy I remember who would always walk her out to her car and want to talk to her, stand by her locker, and I'd be like, "Megan, do you like him?" And she'd be like, "No, I don't like him." And I always wondered, I was like, man, who's Megan going to end up with? And so now I know why Megan's heart never belonged to somebody else, because it was waiting for something obviously much better, which was Michael. And so So, since my sister has met you, I have never seen her happier. Since having you in her life, she emanates more joy, radiates more happiness, and smiles more than I've ever seen her smile in her entire life. And you always wonder who the treasured people in your life will end up with. And as soon as I met you, Mike, I knew that you were something special. And I went home and I gushed about how sweet you were and how kind you were and how you treated my sister like a queen. And you've opened your heart to me and you've treated me like a sister from the very first time that I've met you. And what a blessing you are. You are a charismatic, people-loving, passionate visionary with a very powerful purpose in the world. And my assuredness that you were the one that Megan's heart was made for was solidified when you joyfully took part in making up poop songs with me. That's a treasured memory I'll never forget. But seriously, there is nobody better suited to walk through life with my sister, and nobody I feel happy about her being with if it wasn't you. So thank you for the all that she has been waiting for and much more. So, my new brother. Stay true to who you are along the way. You are a woman of courage, strength, gentleness, humility, and passion. Your gentle tenacity has always inspired me, and I have always and continue to want to be just like you when I grow up. I've always felt extremely lucky that we're not just sisters, but we're best friends. And I feel so fortunate to be your sister and your best friend because you have always had the confidence and the courage to be who you want to be, the bravery to not take no for an answer, the strength to press through challenges, and the vision to see beyond what is right now and see the bigger picture. What a beautiful world it would be if we had more like you in it. You have modeled to me what it looks like to not settle for anything less than God's best in your life. I know that you spent time dreaming and waiting for a man with character and integrity and someone that would match your wonderfully strong and tender spirit. It makes me so unbelievably happy to see you filled with so much joy, to see you so in love, and to see that you found Michael. I'm so honored to be standing here tonight and so overjoyed that we're all here to celebrate you. You are truly selfless, and you have always loved others first. So tonight, Megan, this night is about you. And no matter how much you hate the attention being on you, it's going to be on you. You deserve all the celebration, and you deserve this beautiful gift and all the love that will be poured out on you tonight. Because the way that you care for others is sacred and beautiful. So thank you for always taking care of me. Thank you for letting me sleep in your bed after I got scared when we watched Harry Potter. Thank you for sharing a room with me, even though my side was a toxic waste zone. Thank you for standing up for me when kids at school were being mean. Thank you for leaving me notes in my locker when we went to the same school together. Thank you for encouraging me in my dreams. Thank you for listening to me and being my faithful confidant. Thank you for having tea parties with me, playing board games with me, and letting me win, even though I cheated. And for not disagreeing with me when I tried to convince you that I could beatbox as well as Justin Timberlake. My sweet sister, I'm so happy for you, and I love you more than you ever know. Thank you for being the kind of sister that everybody hopes to have. I'm thankful and overjoyed that God gave you to me, and I love you. So Michael and Megan, I am bursting with joy, and my heart is so full because you two are married, and you have a beautiful love story, and what a wonderfully adventurous story you two will continue to embark on. So please raise a glass with me. And toast these two hearts that were made for each other, and that are everything that the other was waiting for. Megan and Mike, I love you both dearly. Congratulations.
Well, I'm honored to be here. I actually put together, I was gonna do this without any notes, so I'm gonna do my best here, so bear with me. But I got 5 little bullet point, I'm not a pastor or preacher or anything like that, but I got 5 bullet point things just for my old self to remember. And they all start with M, so here we go. First, and I didn't, Mike and I, most of you don't know, but Mike and I are good friends, and for 5 or 6 years now, co-collaborators in music, and we've written a lot of songs together. None are poop songs. I'm not sure what that's about, but that's okay. Maybe in the future, I don't know. Yeah, we could talk about that. But first and foremost, Megan, I wanna address you. Megan, you represent wholeness and completion to us, representing Mike's life. In the last couple of years, just observing you, how you encourage Mike, the fun person that you are to be around. I remember you going out of town a couple of times to play different gigs, and we as Mike's friends and family, seeing how much he missed you and how much he didn't want you to be apart from him. That spoke so much to us as his friends and those around him, saying, okay, this is a change, this is a new season now. And to usher in that season and to be there through all of these changes, it's been a beautiful experience to see that. And so you deserve so much celebration. Like Ali said, we, even though you may not like the attention, but this is a day to celebrate you. And we are so grateful that you are Mike's beloved. So we celebrate you. Mike, you're next. Number 2, this is my second bullet point. I gotta stay on track here. But brother, what can I say? You are a man of character, of strength. You're a man of dedication, ability, skill, wisdom, courage. I can remember so many conversations about life, about love, about music, purpose, and to just see your growth through these last couple of years as Megan has been a part of your life. It has been nothing but positive. And that's such an affirmation of the gift that you guys are to each other. So I know that we celebrate the fact that you're a gift to Megan, and those who are blessed and fortunate enough to call you brother, friend, son, we're proud of the man that you've become. So thank you for being who you are in our lives, for real. So that's number 2. I tried not to cry through that. I'm getting a little emotional here. Number 3 is music. And music being the reason why Mike and I met in the first place. And seeing the bond that Mike and Megan have in the music that they create together, it was evident early on, the seamless connection that they had. Mike even said, actually this morning we're hanging out, getting ready, and there's like a swung beat in the background. I can't even remember who was being played. And he goes, actually, Megan and I's relationship is pretty much based on swung beats. And it was just so evident, like, yeah, actually, the sensibilities, the unique sensibilities that they have individually, but then together as that combines, we're just excited to continue to experience what you guys create together, because that's exciting, and music always being something that we can also celebrate together. So thank you for the music that you're creating and that you're going to create. 4, right? 4. Yeah, 4. 4th M is actually, this is tough to talk about because it's a force that has brought us together, and as much as it's brought us together, it brings us apart. I'm talking about something called Mario Kart. I'm not sure. There's a couple of woos. Everyone else is like, what? What's going on? But you guys know what I'm talking about. There have been countless hours of Mario Kart playing, and winning and losing, and don't cover. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that goes behind that. Oh, and And we have the theme music. Again, only a few people are familiar with that. Thank you. Shout out to Eddie Ponce. It could be a red shell. It could be a green shell. It could be the infamous blue shell that just destroys you. But whatever it is, it's something that brought us together as well. A lot of spilled drinks, you guys. A lot of spilled food. Talk to them ask them about it later. Ask them about the hours. So we can cut the music a little bit for a second. Yeah, minutes. And the last one I want to bring up is the word mission. And the reason I bring that word up is because it's no wonder that you guys found each other when you did. And as your family and as your friends, I believe that you guys found each other in the perfect flow of just this undeniable grace that you guys had for each other. And to experience the favor that you guys have, and to experience the beauty of the timing, just the perfect timing, right? Because we talk about that, Mike, you and I talked about that all the time, how timing is only appropriate when it comes to the favor that you feel on your life. And then you're like, oh yeah, actually, this feels like perfect timing. And it felt like perfect timing when you guys met and how your relationship just evolved. And so I believe that the calling and the purpose that you guys have in your life, both individually, we can experience that and we can identify that, but together now as we celebrate your union and your marriage, I just believe that there is a divine purpose and calling for your future. And I'm just really excited and looking forward to, I think we all are, what becomes of your mission together and the adventure. Thank you for being surrendered, as Ali said, surrendered to this adventure of marriage, this new adventure. And so I'm just really privileged to be a part of your lives and to be really excited about seeing what the next steps are, and seeing how God continues to use you guys. My dad one time told me in Spanish, but I translated it, that divine purpose is always appropriate to divine calling. And I believe that for you guys. That the provision that God has for your lives is appropriate to his calling. And so that's pretty much the fifth one, and I'm all out. So if you guys could raise your glass. But before we do that, I would like to actually call an usher up here. Eddie Ponce, could you come up here real quick? I have a gift to present you guys with, and Mike, this is part of the surprise that I had for you. Eddie, if you could deliver it to the happy couple, please. It's actually just a trophy. It's just a trophy. It's a little celebratory gift, and on it it says Mario Kart Champions Double Dash, Mr. and Mrs. Wofford. He's been waiting for that his whole life. And so we wanted to give it to him. If you guys could raise your glasses, and if we could just celebrate the life of Mike and Megan.
Hi, everybody. First, before I give it over to Mary, we just want to say thank you for coming tonight. We want to say thanks first to our family who has flown all around the country to be here. Thank you so much for just all the friends and community and brothers and sisters that are here. It's just really awesome. And Joe and Joanne, thank you for a wonderful rehearsal dinner last night. It was really wonderful. Mary's going to go first, and then I'll finish it up.
Okay, so again, thanks and welcome. I'm thrilled. I'm overjoyed, and I'm very blessed to have everybody that's come be here. Excuse me, but I have to use readers. I'm kind of old school here. So Michael, when I first met you, I don't even think you and Megan were dating. I met you at a church service where Megan was playing piano. Megan introduced me to the music director. This is Mike Wofford, she said so sweetly. And when she did, Mike, you acted as if you'd known me forever, and you came right over and gave me a huge hug. And I watched that day how you interacted with everybody else and how much you cared and how attentive to all the people you were, how loving and caring you were with the people around you. I tucked away in the back of my mind that this man was kind and caring and charming, and I thought he was very nice. Little did I know that he would one day join our family. Mike, you're the kind of man that Chris and I have prayed for Megan to meet ever since she was a little girl. The kind of man that would love and respect and cherish her as much as we knew she deserved. You're strong and supportive in the ways that Megan needs, and you're so perfect for her, and you make her so happy. So, Michael, it gives me such joy and pleasure to say welcome to our family. What a joy it is to have you join us, to join the Meek family. There's a saying that says, a daughter is just a little girl who grows up to be your best friend. Megan, you're first my daughter, but forever my friend. Over the years, we've shared so many experiences of being mother and daughter, and of being friends. There's a special bond we share. There's a sense of trust that can't be broken, and a depth and a kind of love between us that's hard to put into words. What an honor it is to be called your mother and your friend. You're a remarkable woman, Megan. From the time you were a little girl, you've been kind and compassionate and so giving. You love deep and passionately, and you love family and friends with a consistent, loyal, steady love. You think deeply, you listen completely, and when you speak, there's a depth and a wisdom. You're so beautiful. Your physical beauty radiates because you're so beautiful on the inside. Thank you for sharing your life with me, and I look forward with much joy and anticipation to seeing your life unfold in this new season. I look forward to sharing in this next season with you. Megan, you may have outgrown my lap, but you'll never outgrow my heart. Congratulations, Megan, and loads of love. I'm so happy to call you daughter and friend, and now Mrs. Wofford.
Memories of Megan, many to choose from. I think we all know Megan and Mike, but here were a couple that I thought really are special to me. One time when Megan was 4 years old, we were out at a swing set, and she was thinking, I could tell. And she had asked me very seriously, she said, "Daddy, do you think that God loves big people as much as he loves children?" And at first, I thought, oh, well, that's so cute, how about that, or a childlike faith. But then I realized that that was actually a window into her soul and into her heart. That she, at a very young age, cared about other people, was always thinking about others, her concern, her empathy. It was very beautiful, but it's turned out to be very powerful. And it's part of who you are, one of the things we love and cherish about you. Fast forward the tape 16 or 17 years, when she first moved to LA to go to school, one night she had called Mary and I, and she said, I think I've been scammed. And in the Mead household, that is, a real bummer, So we said, well, what happened? And she said, well, I was at a Target, and this young mom was there with a small child and was asking for help. And so I helped her. And so I took her through Target and I let her pick out things for her child. And I bought a lot of stuff for her. And then as I got out, I remember, seeing a guy show up to go back into Target and return everything that he joined her. And I soon exchanged it, turned it into cash. And she felt like she had been taken advantage of. She had said, but I think I'm going to be okay because I still have like $250 in my checking account. And same heart, different context. And I always thought, Megan has always done that. She'd rather make a mistake on the side of generosity than get it just perfect. She's a beautiful, beautiful woman. Another side of Megan that many of you probably know was best seized at the Gene Harris Jazz Festival when you were in high school. And, you had understood the 10,000 hours principle before it was popularized, putting in all the homework that it needed to hone your skill. And so we watched you at a young age lock into your goals and your vision, and you practice in your grit and your discipline and your endurance and your pit bull tenacity. But now you were up on stage and it was extra pressure because there was competition involved and there was only one winner going to kind of emerge from that. And so we watched Megan take all of that preparation, and then when that pressure came, it catapulted her into an entirely different dynamic. And we were literally amazed. It sounded like a mixture of Michelle Camille and Gene Harris and Megan Me. But now Megan Wofford. And we watched you time and time again that when pressure shows up, it takes all of your giftedness and all of who you are, and it takes you to another level. You thrive when the pressure really gets on. It's quite amazing. Many of us choke under pressure, but you actually seem to do your very best. And so you are this beautiful, gracious, loving, caring woman. And like a beautiful, elegant glove, underneath you are a fist of iron, and strong, and a force to be reckoned with. One of the things that's a standing joke in our family is, who named Megan? Me or Mary? And so we did back in those days, we did the deep research on a kid's name. And so we settled on Megan. And we both named you. Megan means pearl. And, as you know, the significance of a pearl is its generosity, its integrity, its loyalty. They say that it has a calming effect, wisdom through experience. Nothing could be a better image of a cherished pearl than you, Megan. Mike, I first met you online. And you say, how? And when I heard that there was a young man by the name of Mike Wofford, I began to Google him and search him, like any good pops would. And so I found a podcast of an interview that he had done. And I actually listened to the whole thing, 45 minutes. Yeah. And I was analyzing voice tone, inflection, and of course I got wrapped up in his content. Especially when he dropped the bomb and he was talking about his craft. And he was talking about, and dialoguing with some friends, you create like a child, you edit like a scientist, and you detach like a warrior. And I went, I like this guy. And then the first time I met him, I went home and told Mary, I said, I know this sounds kind of strange. I'm not trying to be strange with this image. But Mike reminds me of a prince. He's got this sense of stature and elegance and quiet confidence and strength and charisma, and yet he's a lot of fun. And I, at that moment, fell in love with you. And of course, you probably know that your name means one like God. Not God, but one like God. And I love the other phrase, because John picked up on it too, right? And all of us, I think, would agree. It also says, one of the definitions of your name is you're a gift from God. And I know on behalf of Mary and I and our family, you're a gift to our family. And you're a gift to Megan. And you're a gift to all of these people here in different ways. We count you as a treasured gift. Son, brother, friend, colleague, different roles, but same thing. And you know, when you do some of the looking into, some of the traditions of names, I love kind of your name, Michael, as you do kind of the Hebrew tradition. It's like he's an archangel. That's like a bad, big dog angel, chief angel. But it's a unique angel because, there's another angel, like an archangel, where he's saying in the book of Daniel, he said, I was really having a bad 3 weeks. I couldn't get to you in this dialogue. He said, but there's only one person that helped me, and that was Michael. And once Michael came, it all worked out. And I thought, you know what? I bet a lot of your friends would say the same thing, that you're a friend, and you're one who stands with people, and you sometimes are the one, you're the deal breaker, and you make it work for people. And so, Mike, we love you. You are a warrior with soul. What I mean by that is that you do all the warrior stuff, skillful, competent, loyal, determined, passionate, single-focused, visionary. Yet you have soul in the sense of you're not just a warrior, but you're a man of integrity and compassion and character and kindness and cheerfulness. So here's my toast. Is coming. I don't wear these glasses, but my font is 24 point, and it just takes a while to get to it. Here we go. So, as artists, as musicians, as creatives, the most important artistic creation that you will ever compose is your life together. And so may you live the life and the art you create, may it display a beautiful and unique masterpiece as you blend two lives into one expression that reflects who you are and reflects who God is in you and through you. Congratulations, Mike and Megan. Raise a glass.